Hey everybody, how's it going? Mike McNamara, Screen Magazine here on the street. Sundance Film Festival, opening weekend here on the street, and there's a wonderful project that is making its premiere here at Sundance. It's called Hot Girls Wanted, Turned On. It's a series follow-up to Hot Girls Wanted, which is a wonderful documentary that was here a couple years ago. So I happened to, over at the Canon Creative Studio, run into the co-directors of photography for this wonderful series. And you know what? DPs never get enough credit. So today, they are. So here they are, right here, just spontaneously standing next to me. We have Bryan Donnell and Benjamin Bloodwell. Welcome to Screen.
Thank you very much.
Tell me a little, give me a little bit of an introduction to Hot Girls Wanted, Turned On, and what's it like being what's the whole dynamic of being co-directors of photography?
Yeah, well,
That's why I'm here.
Yeah.
I think that they planned on, I think that Ben is in New York and I'm in Los Angeles.
Oh, great.
And I think they wanted to have episodes that were happening simultaneously around the country, so I think we kind of divided up. At least that was the plan anyway. We started dividing up based on where we were located.
Cool.
It's tricky. I mean, it's interesting because it only works if you really have DPs that know each other's work and have like a similar style. And Bryan and I have worked on similar projects and worked together in one way or another for years, so it works really well. Sometimes it can be a disaster to have multiple DPs, to be honest with you.
What would you say is, so the key to it not being a disaster, that you've worked together?
And being like cool, I think.
You got the same.
Not big
You
egos.
got to be really
Be
charismatic.
Be cool.
You
Yeah.
got to have someone equally as charismatic.
Yeah,
as you.
right. All right, and super talented. Super talented.
Benjamin, what is the key to matching Bryan's excessive level of charisma?
It's tough. It's tough. I channel him. I just channel Bryan when I'm shooting, and I think, what would Bryan do in this situation? What would he say? And 9 times out of 10, I get close.
And then he thinks of the opposite thing. And that's what he does.
Guys, we're talking with Bryan Donnell and Benjamin Bloodwell of the new series on
It's going to be on Netflix.
Yeah.
Hot Girls Wanted, Turned On. Give us an introduction. A lot of folks that are seeing this haven't seen Hot Girls Wanted, and none of them have seen this upcoming series. So give us an introduction to what we'll be getting with this series.
Okay, do you want to go?
Okay, well, yeah, you go. You start.
The chemistry is shot.
Exactly. You go.
Hot Girls Wanted was a documentary feature that was based on the idea of like the girl in the back pages of magazines. There'd be like models wanted, and the girls would follow them, go to Miami, and then find out that it was a webcam thing. So the documentary proved to be so successful on Netflix that they decided to make a series out of it, but they've expanded it into six 1-hour standalone episodes, and it's based on the more roughly like the intersection of sex, romance, technology, culture.
Right.
Are you following specific stories of individuals?
Yes.
Or
Yes, it's very important. I think it's very important to the filmmakers. They've made it very clear. It's like it's not a story that we're just interviewing and talking about people. We're actually experiencing these stories through people's lives, and so it's a lot of verite shooting.
Talk about the approach with that, because obviously it's incredible. The director of photography is so critical to being able to capture that intimacy, where it's kind of fly on the wall. I'm there in the moment with these individuals, to also making sure you're letting them not feel like they got a camera in their face all the time. So talk about your approach with this.
Well, I think Bryan and I both come from a very heavy background. I mean, I first met Bryan. We both shot on, there was an A&E show called Intervention, and we shot on for a long time, which involved obviously very, intimate, personal moments with people. And
intense emotional moments. People need to feel like they can let it rip and not and feel safe.
Right. Not feel judged.
And since then, Bryan's worked a ton with Morgan Spurlock on Inside Man and things like that, and other projects that are, and I've worked a lot of similar projects, very verite based, that are, and I think it takes a very particular type of eye to do it, and that type of sensibility, which I think hopefully we have on a good day, like where you can keep a very small crew and a very small camera package and try to not and turn invisible a little bit.
Bryan, what would you say is one of the key, either a mistake that people make in this type of shooting, or one of the key things to being successful in this type of shooting?
Gosh, so much about it. Like shooting, I mean, there's so much you could say about the shooting part, but really, in the end of it, it's got to be. You really have to be invisible. You have to be non-judgmental. I mean, this kind of shooting in particular, and like you have to be able to just kind of blend in. And in a weird way, like you have to be a friend in the room. Yeah. That's what like a Joan Churchill told me that phrase. Friend in the room, like not a fly on the wall, but friend in the room.
Very cool.
But
Last
at the
thing.
same time, think about the editor, and that's the hardest part. It's like, there's a lot of shooters out there who don't think about getting that wide shot at the right moment.
Right. Anybody can come up with a cool shot, but
Right.
you've got to, like, if you can't get an editor to put it together, then you don't have anything.
Right.
The last thing, and just, Screen Magazine, we're want to be a resource of information for everybody. I always like to ask our accomplished DPs, like the two of you, if I'm someone who's just getting started, do you have any advice for someone that's kind of just starting to get their feet set in the industry? Any advice for them? And I've only got 30 seconds with you.
Well, I'd say it's changed so much. The way I got into the industry is probably not applicable to people. Like I found for me, it was really I assisted a brilliant cinematographer named Marisa Verdi for years, and she taught me a lot. And I don't think that was a great way to do it. I don't know if that still works anymore. Because camera systems, it's very hard.
Yeah.
I would just say shoot as much as you can, and
that's
something eventually will pay off for you.
Great. Brian, Benjamin, thanks for stopping by. Hot Girls Wanted, turned on. You'll see that on Netflix very soon, and enjoy the rest of Sundance.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Guys, we'll see you soon. Thanks for stopping by.